Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news, update, and information with a video on the 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning. We're going to cover the Platinum trim. We've been doing this series going through and covering all the standard equipment and different optional equipment. We call them our complete guide videos on all the different F-150 Lightning trims, starting with the Pro, XLT, Lariat. Now we're on the Platinum trim. So we'll cover all the standard equipment first, and then we'll talk about different packages and such later. So as you can imagine, this is going to be a very thorough video. It wouldn't be a complete guide if it wasn't very thorough. Because of that, it might be kind of long. So use the timestamps down below so you can move around in the video all you want to. And if you like videos like this, you might like some of our other videos and our updates and even our weekly live stream that we talk about production information for Ford. If you do, hit that red subscribe button down below so you can get subscribed over to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you get notified next time another video upload to our YouTube channel. So we are going to dive in and talk about this feature. So hopefully if you're out there and you have that reservation in, you're waiting for that order invite, and you're trying to decide between the Lariat and Platinum, hopefully this video will help you out and give you that information. So let's go ahead and dive in, talk about some mechanical features first. Now we're going to start by talking about some of the mechanical features, and in the process of doing that, a lot of times we'll use last year's information to give us information from Ford's website on their build and price, so you can have an idea of looking at the vehicle. But right now, the Lightning is one of the few vehicles that the build and price is already up and running for Ford's website, because when they're sending over those invites and such, people need to be able to go and order those, and it's pretty much using that same configuration as the build and price on the website to fulfill your order. So we're going to actually dive over here. We're going to go on over to Ford's website here and kind of go over some of this information. Now, to get to this, of course, Ford.com, to be able to log in, you can hit under trucks and vans or electrified, either one. F-150 Lightning does say 22, but when you click into it, you'll see the 23 information is right there, including price increases. Now, just to kind of go over and let people know, if you had a 22 order already in there and it hasn't been scheduled and it gets pushed to a 23 order, you will be locked into 22 pricing for your original order. So don't have to worry about that. To do that, Ford is going to be sending out a private offer that's going to give you that price difference from the increase to what you would have paid for your vehicle. So that's great that the Ford's doing that. Now, if you had an invite already that you received for 22 and you had to extend it for some reason, whether it be you wanted the Pro or XLT versions, or maybe you were late wave 7 and they ran out, and then they pretty much extended yours to this year, those people that have an extended order invite will also be locked in and get those private offers for their build as well. But it will be based on what you said you wanted to order. That's what that's going to be priced off of. So if you actually extended on an XLT, but now you're thinking maybe I want to go up to a Platinum, you're going to be locked. You're going to get the private offer based on the XLT configuration that you actually extended off of for that. So just keep that in mind when you are looking for that. So the Platinum has gone up a little bit in price here, as you can see. So starting at $96,874, but you know what? That comes pretty standard with about all of the features and packages, so there's not a lot of increases over that price. So let's go ahead and click on the start your build. Now I will tell you, the reason I'm doing these videos is typically when you go to view details there, that's where you can see down below all the standard options and such, and usually Ford doesn't give you all of them because it would be very lengthy. I have 5 pages of notes of everything that's standard on a Platinum trim, a lot of information, and Ford probably wouldn't load the website up with all that information, but right now they don't even have any of the information on there. So hopefully this video will be very helpful. So let's go ahead and start our build here. There we go. You can start it off that first page, but also once you click view details, you can as well. So here we go. Starting this off, we are going to talk about mechanical features first. So I like to go and show you this screenshot here of this information. So actually, I'm going to go to this one here. There you go. So that way you can see what's standard. Now this, of course, takes all of your features from the Lariat trim, and it includes more. So this in here, just like with the other trims, fully boxed steel frame with plenty of cross members that come across there. Those batteries are put right in between those frame rails, protected nicely with skid plates underneath. Now on the Platinum trim, it will come standard with the extended range battery, which is 131 kilowatt per hour. Usable capacity, extended range, high voltage battery. With the also it's going to come with the Ford Charge Station Pro 80 amp charger that's going to be sent to you for free. You don't have to pay for that. You have to pay for the install fee though. On top of that though, they don't do the install fee because some places are going to have that installed with the local electrician. like I do in Kansas, where we do not have a Sunrun authorized dealer here. And so that way you're going to have to do that. So that way it's a different cost there. You also have the dual motors, so one on each of those axles to be able to propel that. It is going to be standard 4x4 with a rear E-locking axle. You also have electric engine cooling fan. We'll talk a little bit about that with this particular vehicle because of how it's equipped. That it's going to have plenty of cooling fans on the vehicle. Electric parking brake with auto hold, which means when you come up to stoplight, stop sign, you have that brake pressed. If you want to hold that brake, it'll automatically hold it for you, so you can take your foot off the brake, and you can even do one pedal driving. It does have one pedal driving mode with this, so you don't even have to press the brake. Just use the gas. When you let off the gas, it's going to start braking the vehicle, and it takes a little getting used to, but I've gotten used to it, and I love the one pedal driving. Let's talk about the shocks. You have the heavy-duty dual front shocks and front and rear coil springs. So independent front and rear suspension with this on this, and you do have front and rear stabilizer bar, power steering with e-pass, electric power assist steering, and you're going to have drive mode. So you have 4 different selectable drive modes. You have a normal mode, a sport mode, a tow haul mode, and an off-road mode for it as well. And then of course you're going to be able to charge using the charge port that it comes with, so you can charge it whether it be on a 120 volt, a 240 volt, or even the DC fast chargers with that at those charge stations. So keep that in mind. So there you go. So pretty cool on that. You will see here the Ford Mobile Power Cord is checked, but that actually is optional on all series. It is not included anymore on these for 2023. That is actually a standalone option that you will need to select, like they have it here. I think they're trying to like select it for you, and really it's increasing the price $500, so you can do that. We'll get into optional equipment here in just a little bit, but just want to let you know about that. So that's all the mechanical features. Let's talk about some safety features now. Now let's start talking about some safety features, and these aren't all the same as they were and the Lariat trim, so you might want to watch this part of the video, because this one does have standard equipment. You're going to have the Ford Copilot 360 Active 2.0 is standard equipment on this, so you're going to have all the features as part of the Copilot 2.0 or 360 2.0, as well as the Copilot 360 Assist 2.0. Plus, you're going to have the active features. So let's go through these. First, talking about the Copilot 360 2.0 features. You're going to get the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. So if you're going slower than somebody, maybe you're not paying attention, it's going to alert you and let you know. A series of tones that you need to stop. It even puts a little message on the dash there. And even if you don't press your brake soon enough, it's going to try to brake and avoid that accident if it can for you, with the dynamic brake support, forward collision warning, and even pedestrian detection there. Also on top of that, you are going to get your Bliss with cross-check alert. That's a blind spot information system with cross-check alert. So if there's someone in your blind spot over there, it's going to put a light in that corner of that mirror and let you know it's not safe to go in that lane at that time. And if you put your turn signal on, it's going to blink that light and let you know you don't need to go over there. Now, also, as you're backing up, the cross-traffic alert, if someone's going to cross your path behind you, it's going to alert you and let you know as well. A series of tones that you need to stop. Also shows you on the your center screen there on the camera. It shows you what direction they're coming from. So, and what direction they're going. So you know whether or not they're clear or not before you keep backing up. You also get the lane keeping system with the alert system, the aid system, and the driver alert features. And driver alert just allows you, basically, if you take your hand on the steering wheel too often, it's going to alert you and let you know you're doing that. Also, you do have the lane keeping aid system or alert system. So that's going to help keep you in your lane even if you don't have the cruise control activated. So if you get over, if you're on the alert system, if you go over the lines, it'll allow you to do that if you have it just on the alert, but it's going to vibrate the steering wheel and let you know you've left your lane. The aid system is going to bring you over to the line and bring you back in. So if you have just the aid system, it'll do that, will not vibrate the steering wheel. But if you have both of those activated, when you go to lines, it'll keep you in your lane, but also vibrate the steering wheel and let you know you've gotten over to that line, just so you're aware of that. Also, you do have, of course, rear view camera, reverse sensing as well, so you can be able to get alert as you're backing up, if you're getting close to anything. And it does have the reverse brake assist as well with that. So yeah, that's a pretty great feature, and does work pretty well. I've had that activated on mine when it thought something was coming across. So if you're a bike or there's someone there, it's going to brake the vehicle. So just like your forward collision warning does up there. Now you do also have post-collision braking, and that just helps out. Maybe you're unconscious, maybe you had an accident and you're unconscious and not able to put it in park, it's going to brake the vehicle. Also, maybe if you forget to put it in park, it's going to do that as well. So you also do have auto high beams. So we'll call it like your automatic headlights. If it's dark enough outside, it's going to turn those high beams on. Someone approaches you or you're in the city lights, it's going to turn those off. Now that is several of these features, in fact, are things you can activate and deactivate in your different advanced driver assistance features. And auto high beam would be under your lighting section for that one. So again, lane keeping, you can activate and deactivate your bliss as well. Rear view camera usually is already alerted, as well as a sensing system, but some of those things are things you can activate and deactivate right there. Now let's talk about features you get as part of the Assist 2.0, and that's where you get your adaptive cruise control features and some of the other collision warning features. So adaptive, it's actually intelligent adaptive cruise control. That includes stop and go. That also includes a lane centering and speed sign recognition. So let's talk about those individually. You do have your traditional cruise, and if you want to go into adaptive cruise, you have 3 settings for your cruise. Adaptive cruise is one of those options, and basically what that's going to do is, if you're going fast into someone, it'll slow you down to go their speed. So for one, you don't have to use your brake, you don't rear end them if you're not paying attention and such, and then when it's safe for you to pass them, it'll resume you up to your speed, so which is really nice. And then bring it to complete stop. If you're in that kind of rush hour traffic and such, when you're behind somebody, it'll actually go bring you to a complete stop, and as they start going, you'll start going. You don't have to actually hit resume like some of the systems. Also keeps you in the center of your lane when you have your cruise control activated too, so it keeps you in the center of your lane too. And then when you have the intelligent part of that activated, it'll also read the speed signs and it changes the speed signs. So if you have your cruise set at 70, speed sign changes to 65, it'll slow you down to go 65. There is a tolerance that you can put in there. So if you like to go 7 over, 5 over, whatever speed over, you can put that tolerance in there and it'll change that. So if you like to go 5 over and you're going 75 and a 70, 65 mile an hour zone comes along, it's going to slow you down to go 70. So it's pretty nice on how that works. Pretty cool system there. Also, you do have the evasive steering assist that's also included with this package. So evasive steering assist, if you're not able to stop and you need to avoid it, it's going to assist in the steering away. Again, that's something you can activate and deactivate it along with your intelligent and adaptive cruise control. And you have intersection assist, another feature you can activate and deactivate. What's great about this one is that if you're coming up and you're turning, let's say you're turning across, turning left across the lane, if there's a car coming and you're not able, and you didn't notice it or didn't spot it, and it's coming, it's gonna, you would hit them in the intersection, it's gonna brake the vehicle, so that way you don't have that accident, which is a real nice safety feature. Now, part of the Copilot 360 Active 2.0 that you're getting as standard equipment on the Platinum trim is you're getting the Blue Cruise, you're getting the Active Park Assist 2.0, and you're getting Phone as a Key. So pretty cool on how this works. Blue Cruise pretty much takes that intelligent adaptive cruise with the lane centering and everything, and just allow you on certain highways to be able to take your hands off the steering wheel, go hands-free driving. Do have to keep your eyes on the road still. It's wanting to make sure that you're paying attention. If you take your eyes off the road too often, or if it's the highway is not one that's it's able to do Blue Cruise, it'll let you know to take over the steering wheel. So pretty nice in how that works. I've been able to use that here, and I like it. It's really a really fun system to be able to do that. And let's say you need to take out the hands off the steering wheel and you need to, maybe you're wanting to eat some food or something and need to be able to, unwrap it or whatever. You can do that using your hands and allowing Blue Cruise to take control there. The Active Park Assist 2.0, that's going to allow you to parallel park in the vehicle, reverse perpendicular park, and even park out using that system. So a lot of vehicles, this is actually deactivated right now because of chip shortages, but not on the Lightning. They are getting all these features on the vehicle, so including the Active Park Assist 2.0, and even helps you find those parking spots for that system as well. So pretty cool on how it works too. And then Phone as a Key. That allows you to have your phone is set up as a key. So when you leave the vehicle, I believe it's going to allow you to be able to go ahead and lock the vehicle. Now, I do have a 22 Lightning that has Phone as a Key feature, but I'm not able to activate it yet because it's waiting on the OTA update, over-the-air update. But on the 23s, they are supposed to be delivered, and the dealership will activate that for you. So if you are getting a 23 and taking delivery of 23, make sure that that is activated for you when you take delivery of the vehicle. Last safety features I want to talk about is your Advanced Track with Roll Stability Control. That helps you keep you on your intended path. So you use a series of acceleration and braking on each of the different individual wheels, giving more power to certain wheels to keep you on your intended path. If you go into that curve too fast or if it's slick outside, it does have cruise or curve control as well to be able to help with this that as well. And it's a great system to keep you going where you're intending to go. Also does have SOS post-crash alert system that honks the horns, flashes the lights if you're off the road and an accident, something like that, so people can come to your safety. And another thing to help out with that is if you have your Bluetooth enabled phone connected and you have the 911 assist activated, if you're not able to get to your phone to call 911 directly, it notices you're in an accident and it asks if you want to, them to call 911 for you. So not relying on OnStar or something like that, it's actually calling 911 directly. And then also, as you're backing up the vehicle, since you do have an electric vehicle, it's going to have the audible vehicle alert system. So it's going to beep, letting people know that you're backing up. So since they can't hear the vehicle, since a lot of times, it's always good to hear those tones so they know that people are wanting to back up. Also, you do get an advanced security package, which includes the passive anti-theft system with inclination and intrusion sensors and the security code passive anti-theft system. So the way this works is if you lock the vehicle up, you leave the vehicle, there's nobody inside. If someone tries to break into the vehicle and unlock it, it's going to set the alarm off and let people know that someone's trying to break into your vehicle. Also, if they try to jack up the front or the back to take your wheels off, it's going to alert and go set those same alarms off for the vehicle too. In the security code passive anti-theft, it says that you can't start the vehicle unless you have the correct key that's in the vehicle, or if you've set up your phone as a key. Anybody else that tries to get in there and start the vehicle, it won't let the vehicle start. So those are all the great safety features that you get on all of your on your Platinum Edition. Now let's move around and talk about some of the styling features. Okay, so let's start talking about the exterior styling, and we're going to go back over to Ford's website here and kind of show you this. I want to start with paint because I typically forget to do that on Larry, and I didn't learn from that mistake. Anyway, let's go over these colors that are available. Same color options as the Lariat trim receives. So you're going to have the Negate Black Metallic. You're going to have the Antimatter Blue Metallic. That's actually a little darker than that. And on those cloudy days, or if you're in the shade, it's going to look almost black to you. And then that dark, rich blue comes through when that sun hits it. That's a really beautiful color. Then you do have the Carbonized Gray Metallic. So usually is a little darker than what we're seeing here on the images right here. And then you do have the Conic Silver. So that's basic silver color that you would expect. Oxford White, nice bright white color there for you. And then the Rapid Red Tinted Metallic Tinted Clear Coat is $4.95 extra for that color. Nice clear coat that goes on that, and a very beautiful color a lot of people like. You also do have Stone Gray Metallic. You have a new Star White Metallic that is available on Lariat and Platinum only. It's $7.95 because it is a tri-coat color there. So 3 coats of paint put on that. So beautiful Star White as well. And Avalanche is a new color for this year. And you also do have the Azure Gray Metallic. And it's also a tri-coat, so it's $7.95. Haven't seen this one in person. I'm not sure how accurate those images are. So I based my color last year on the images, and it actually did look right when it came in, exactly what I thought it would look like based on the website. So there you go. There's all your colors for this year. Now let's move on down here, and we're actually the same image right here, but we're going to, as we go around this, we're going to use some of these images to be able to show you what the different look is for this versus the other trims. Now, just like with all the others, you do have a power up and down front hood up here, so that will open. Now just to let you know, when you hit that button, it'll actually pop like a normal hood would, and then it takes a second. You just gotta just wait a second, and then it goes ahead and it powers on up. So it's a safety feature on all hoods that it needs a double latch pull. You know, some of the vehicles you pull the latch and then you go under there and you have to feel it and you open it. Some of the ones that have a double latch system, and some of the newer ones, this in here has a power front, but it does have a release catch just in case there for you. Now in the front area, you can have a large open 400 liters of cargo and 400 pounds of cargo limit in there, so it's equivalent to 8 bags of Quikrete, right? 50 pounds a piece. That's what you're going to have inside. Also, you're going to have a 2.4 kilowatt of Pro Power on board with 4 120 volt outlets and 2 USB ports in there. So you can be able to plug things in even on the inside. So if you want to do some sort of tailgating, great way to do that. Open that up. You can put that, whatever, if you're cooking something in there, some, smokies or something, if you're at the you're tailgating, you can plug those in on the side, all kinds of different things you can plug in there and be able to even work out of it if you need to right there. So it's pretty cool on how that works. You will have to activate that using the ProPower onboard screen. On your touchscreen, you'll want to, of course, turn that on and then turn on the front area for those outlets. Otherwise, those outlets aren't going to be normally turned on the vehicle. And then you do have a cargo net in there. So you'll have a vertical cargo net that you can put in there, and that's going to come with it as well inside there. So that's something that's a very nice feature to have in there. You can notice the grill is a little different. I love the grill on this one. It is the Vader black high gloss with the tinted chrome. And so real nice look here on the front of it. So a nice Vader black, just looks really cool. You will have the front signature lighting. That's pretty much XLT and above. It's going to have that signature lighting on the hood itself as well as coming around those headlights. And then you'll have body colored bumpers down here as well. Front sensing system, as you can see there in those. So front sensor as well as reverse sensing. So pretty much a perimeter alert system there. And you will have the front tow hooks on up there. They're going to be black as well. 360-degree camera, so it's camera underneath that front emblem, the one in the back emblem. Also, under these mirrors are going to have 360 degrees, so you can see completely around the vehicle, which is really cool. The top part of that screen, you're going to see the backup camera or front camera, and the bottom is going to be 360 view. And you can change those camera angles if you want to see just a close-up of the back. You want to see the hitch as part of the smart hitch assist, which we'll talk about in a little bit. You're going to have that too, one in the back of the bed going down and to see what's inside the bed. So it's really cool on how that camera system works. You also have a front skid plate that's Vader black too on there, so it's going to give you that. It says front skid plates, so I'm not sure on that, but really I think it's this part right here between the tow hooks is what we're talking about there. So I think on some of the other vehicles like mine, it's more of a grayish color. This one's going to be a Vader black to kind of match with that front grille. LED projector headlights as well. They're automatic features, so they'll come on automatic when it gets dark, shut off when it gets light. And it'll have dynamic bending headlights too, which means it's basically going to light up your intended path. So when you turn the steering wheel, it's turning. So, that's pretty cool on how that works really well there. Also, you get daytime running lights, and that's where you can configure that to be on or off. You don't have to have those on if you don't want to, but daytime configurable running lights as well right there. So some great features there. Rain lamp as well is included in that and everything else. Now we're going to use this same image here to show you the side because this is the best view for some of these features here. So looking at this, you will have an upgraded wheel to the Platinum trim. So you will have the 22-inch bright machine wheels with your ebony painted pockets. So same wheel as last year for this version. So it also comes with all-season tires that are standard equipment here when you go to the bigger 20 or 22-inch wheels. Tire pressure monitoring system on all those. Four-wheel disc brakes with ABS. Don't forget, you'll have the regenerative braking, which the more of that regenerative braking you can do, early braking, the more it's going to bring back and regenerate some of that power back to the battery, giving you longevity of the battery and how far you're in and helping your range there. Body colored door handles, so you can see that as well as body colored mirror caps there too. And then also you're going to see the running board. So that is an extended running board on the side there. So pretty cool on how that works and that looks. You'll have an LED light on the back of those running boards too. 6 inches wide, so real nice and wide to be able to step on without missing it there. Now let's talk about the mirror features. You will have power folding mirrors. It means it's going to power fold as well as auto fold. So when you lock the vehicle, they're going to fold against the glass, which is really nice. I love it because you can tell whether or not you have the vehicle locked up. You'll have power heated mirrors as well. Turn signal indicator on the outside. Also, LED spotlights as well over here that you can use the buttons on inside by your headlights to turn off the spotlight on the left or the right with two separate buttons there. Also have HID security approach lights, high intensity light there that can light off the bottom. Also, it has approach detection. So those, when it has that, then those are going to light up beside the vehicle so you can see any puddles and that kind of stuff. Some people like to call it the puddle lamps. You also have auto dimming driver's side mirror, which means it's going to dim that mirror when those cars want to pass you with those bright lights, which is real nice. And you're going to have the memory feature for your mirrors that'll go along with that for your driver. So those are all come in real handy there. Intelligent access with approach detection, like I mentioned. So as you approach the vehicle, it's going to light everything up, and then when you put your hands in the door handle, it's going to automatically unlock the vehicle, allow you to get in and out without having to get the key out of your pocket. And then you can lock it using the little, you can actually see it here in this picture, the little button on any of the doors, so front or back. I like that feature because there's times where I get my bag out of the back seat and I shut the door and I want to lock it there and not have to go to the front door to lock it without having to get the keys out of my pocket, which is really nice. Also, you do get keypad entry on the door right here. I don't know if you can see that. Allows you to set your own personal code. You can get in the vehicle that way without having to have your keys on you, that kind of thing. Comes in real handy. And you do have the beltline molding is going to be a high gloss black finish. So normally it's not a high gloss finish. It's just going to be a black rubberized on the top of that as well as around the outside. With this one, you're going to have a high gloss beltline molding. And then it looks like, too, you're going to have some kind of, I think it's body colored up around there on the outside. It looks almost like chrome here, but it's actually the rest. That's part of the door up and around there. And then those runner boards that I mentioned, the carbon black runner boards with the enhanced lighting on those, too. I think I've covered everything here on the side. Let's move around to the back of it. So now I've switched our view to the rear up back here so you can see this. And one of the things I did forget to mention that's not shown on the order guide here is the lightning wording on the side. It looks really cool. It's kind of, they're raised lettering, so they're kind of a really, I think it's actually grabber blue is the color that they're using there with black on top of it. That's a smaller letters and just makes that just pop a little bit and give it an electric feel on the side over there. Now here in the back, you will have on the back of the cab, you're going to have a LED center high mounted stop light. That's your kind of a brake light up there, but also lights on both sides that are white that lights up to help you see behind the cab in the bed there. Privacy glass in these side windows and back glass, rear defrost as well, and power sliding rear window right there, which can be controlled inside. Comes in real handy if you want to go without the AC, save on to help your distance, roll down those front windows and then open the back one. It just allows that air to just kind of come right through the vehicle, which is really cool. You also do have unique rear LED lighting on the back. You get that from Lariat and Platinum trim. LED lights back here too for the back tail lights, which is really cool. You do have body colored tailgate handle, which is right up here instead of the black that you see on the Pro version and the XLT versions. That's really nice. Body colored bumpers on the back, and you can see those reverse sensing back there too. And then you do have a class 4 receiver hitch with 4-pin and 7-pin wiring, trailer sway control as well, and smart hitch assist, which means it's going to take this camera, it's going to angle it right down to where your hitch is to allow you to be able to connect real easy. Smart trailer tow connector is what it's called there. Your spare tire is underneath the frame under there, so it's out on the exterior of the vehicle, doesn't take away from any storage or anything. You do use this little lock right here to unlock it so you can get into it. Use your jack, which is located behind the passenger side rear seat. That's where you're going to find that located back there. It is an 18-inch aluminum spare tire for you as well, so you don't have an ugly old steel wheel as your spare tire back there. Power tailgate, which means it's power down and power up, which is a nice feature to have. You also get tailgate step with the work surface. So that tailgate step comes out of the top of the tailgate, so that way you can get in and out of the bed a little bit easier. The work surface as well, so you can work right off of it. Even has some spots for those clamps to be able to clamp down, and even has bottle openers / tie downs on the tailgate on both sides of that as well back there, so which is really cool. Also, you do have inside the bed 4 tie down pickup box tie down hooks, 2 on the front on each side and 2 in the back on each side of the bed. Box link system with 4 lockable cleats, so that allows you to use that box link if you want to use bed dividers, or you want to be able to use loading ramps and that kind of stuff. You can use those lockable cleats so that they can't take those loading ramps off of your vehicle, and you can lock it on. Pro Power on board as well is going to be standard equipment on this with the 7.2 kilowatt of Pro Power on board in the bed area, including 4 outlets, 4 120 volt outlets, and a 240 volt outlets on 2 different circuits. You have an A and a B back there, so if you want to use just some of the outlets, you don't have a 240 volt, you can do that. And it'll help with that. And then also if you need to use a 240, it's going to use those in conjunction together to be able to power. Again, on the Pro Power on board, you're going to need to activate the rear of the bed to activate those outlets. They're not turned on normally, especially rain and that kind of stuff. That's another purpose for that. But you can turn those on and activate it through the ProPower onboard on the screen. And then you will have LED box lighting with zone lighting. So it's 2 lights in the bed going in, so you can see inside the bed a little bit easier at nighttime. And then you do have the zone lighting, so you can see completely around the vehicle. If you want to turn on all zones, that way you can see it's going to cast that light down around the vehicle. It uses the LED lights on the security approach lamp, the spotlights on the back of the running boards. It uses the ones back here on the bed. When you have the tailgate down, there's even lights inside the bed on both sides by your tail lights. It uses the lights behind your cab there. The center high mounted stoplights. It also uses your headlights. So all those LEDs go in conjunction. You can pick your zones. You don't have to do all of them together. You can do front, each of the sides individually, the back, or you can do front, back, and the passenger side if you want to. So that's pretty cool in how that works. And that is something you can activate and turn on with your app, which is really cool. I've actually used it that way, and you can do that through your app. So that's some great exterior features, but let's move inside and show you some of the interior features now. Okay, now we're going to be looking at the interior. We're going to use some of these angles here under the interior section for this. Now, let's start here by talking about the airbags. Just like with the other ones, it's going to have your dual and front passenger dual stage airbags in the front. So it deploys different size airbag, depends on how close you are to the front of the vehicle. It has sensors underneath those seats, so it knows that. It's using the personal safety system with seatbelt pretensioners and everything. And then even over here on the side, you're going to have these side seat mounted airbags as well that deploy from the side collision. It hits that AB pillar. It's going to deploy that airbag from the side of those front seats to protect those occupants in the front seat from that side collision. You're also going to have the safety cleanup airbag. That's going to deploy down from the roof line. Has a rollover sensor as well, so if it starts to roll over, it's going to pull those down to help from breaking glass and that such from, it basically rolling the vehicle over and that breaking glass coming into the interior of the vehicle. You're still going to have some of that probably coming in, but it's going to protect from a lot of that hitting the passengers in the vehicle in the front as well as the rear seat back there. Also, you do have carpeted flooring with the premium carpeted mats. On the premium, it's going to look a little different. You can even see it on this back one. There's a little like platinum plate on it right there. Front ones will be similar to that on the they're usually closer to the door, so you can't see it in this angle. Also, you have front and rear scuff plates with a unique bright insert for the platinum trim, which is really cool. Illuminated entry with ambient lighting. It will be ice blue, even on the platinum trim for that. So you can see the footwells. I don't think it's in the cup holders, but footwells on both the front and the rear. So it looks really cool in the vehicle when it's at nighttime. You can have the ambient lighting on. You do have chrome and satin accents inside the vehicle. So as we look at this, it looks a different look than you see on the Platinum, XLT, or any of them. More upscaled look. I love the chrome and satin finish. You can see some of that here on the dash. Nice chrome accents as well on the console cover. You can see that with the platinum badging there and the nice stitching and such finish on those the console itself, as well as on the door pull on there over there too. It looks real sharp on the vehicle. So real authentic real wood. It says in cut oak on the doors and media tray. So media tray is this this little tray right up here. That's your media tray, and then your dual door pulls are on your doors as well. So that's going to look real sharp on there. So real cool look, and that's real wood, which is really cool. Premium leather wrapped console, as I mentioned, with the lid and shifter knob. So that's all leather wrapped. Premium Nirvana leather seats with the tuxedo black tuxedo stripes. Get it right here. So you can kind of see some of that on this angle. There you go. So black tuxedo stripe right there, as you can see through there. It is that premium Nirvana leather. So really upgraded leather seats here. This is why you're going with the platinum, is to really upgrade that leather seat a little bit more with this. Front bucket seats with the flow-through console and floor shifter that can fold down, so you can have that workstation, or interior work surface, I should say, and you can take the console lid and you can bring it over and give you a flat surface to be able to work off of there. You will get a unique multi-center front seat with active motion. we think. Some of the vehicles, it's actually requiring us to take off the multi-contoured seats. And so we'll just have to see on that. 10-way power driver seat with power lumbar. Also have a multi-adjustment power passenger seat as well in there. So I don't think the massaging seat feature is going to be available. We'll talk about that. It might be listed under the optional equipment, but I know on the 22 right now, that is being taken off of those vehicles, and so that might make that line between distinction of because Platinum is the only way you can get the multi-contoured seats. So some people are wanting those features, and that's why they're going to Platinum, is for the multi-contoured, massaging seat, as well as that power of the max recline. And those are two features that have been taken off a lot of the 22 builds for that reason, and so that might decide whether or not you want to go Larry to Platinum. So just something to remember and keep in mind. Also, you do have driver memory that memorizes that mirror I talked about earlier, your driver's seat, your power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and your power pedals. So memorizes all those features with the driver memory. You'll have heated and ventilated front seats. So the driver and front passenger have heated feature, and ventilated means cooling. Basically, it's going to pull the air through using fans instead of cooling off the seat. That leaves condensation under the seat and everything. So they've gone away from that to the more of the ventilated system, which works really well. And then you do have on the rear seat 60/40 split bench seat, so that seat cushion can pull up and giving you to that storage underneath there. As you can see, it does have rear armrest with cup holders, so you can pull a little loop there, pull it down, 2 cup holders as well in there, and an armrest for those on the outside. You will have rear storage compartment under there, but also lockable storage. It's what they call the partitioned lockable storage under the seat. You can kind of see it actually folded out into place, so that way you can't like stick your feet underneath or anything, but it stores things in there so they can't slide forward either. So that's just really cool on how that works. It does say the lockable, but mine's not, so I don't know if that's different, because I see no key or anything here like it shows in some of the images. So just something to point out that I've noticed on mine. You do have power windows with one touch up and down for the front windows. So one touch means that you just hard press it down. You don't have to hold it. It's going to roll those windows down, as well as when you pull up. Same thing, just pull up till you feel a little click, and then it's going to roll those windows up for you. And then that's just for the front windows, by the way. You also have power locks with auto lock, which means when you go over a certain speed, it's going to automatically lock the doors for you. So now it does have power adjustable pedals with memory, as we just mentioned, so it allows you to bring those pedals forward and back. Notice the productivity screen is a 12-inch digital productivity screen, the same screen you see on the Pro version on up. I do like it. Digital speedometer over there on the left side is going to show you your battery meter there of how much battery you have. You can see that nice little meter goes around there. Also, when you're braking, you can see the meter on the left side come up when you know that you're regenerating some more power back to the battery. You have your compass display, outside temperature display as well right there, and several other different features you can put in there. Talk about the steering wheel. You do have a black leather-wrapped heated steering wheel here, standard equipment. Power tilt and telescoping with memory as well. So the electronic will go up and down, forward and back for you. And that's going to be part of the memory. And if you want to have the easy entry and exit, it'll move the steering wheel back and the seat back to make it easier to get in and out of the vehicle. And then when you start the vehicle up, it's going to move all that back into position that you had it. I mentioned the intelligent adaptive cruise control. Control that there on the left side of the steering wheel. Volume controls on the lower part of the left side underneath that little silver button. Right side is going to be the buttons at the top will control your productivity screen. The ones at the bottom are your presetting for your radio and such. You have push button start. It's actually positioned right behind the steering wheel. Can't see it here, but have push button start. You'll also know here, I'll get into the packages a little bit, but some of these buttons have to do with those packages. You do have dual zone climate, so driver and front passenger have 2 different temperatures. You control that with this on the bottom part of this touchscreen here, and that dial will control your volume controls for your radio. And those volume controls, we'll get into that in a little second. It does have B&O, well, let's do it right now. B&O audio sound system with Unleashed with 18 speakers, including speakers in the headrest, subwoofer, HD radio, Sirius XM satellite radio with the new 360L. And then you see the Sync 3 with a 15.5-inch LCD screen with the enhanced voice recognition system, adaptive dash cards, personal profiles, I love the personal profiles. That allows you as a driver, if you have it in position 1 and with that key fob, to set up. Basically, it's going to memorize what station you had the vehicle, the radio on when you got out of the vehicle, what temperature and kind of climate you had. Like for me, I like to use the auto climate. My wife likes to just have the fan on going all the time. I liked it a little bit differently. So when I get in with my key fob, it's going to go to the last setting that I had in the vehicle when I got out. Just like with her, it'll do the same thing with her, including what radio stations you had on. I love personal profiles. That's really cool. And then conversational voice commands, wireless phone connection, including Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So you can wirelessly connect to even Apple CarPlay with that. Digital owner's manual, built-in navigation system, Wi-Fi hotspots with the LTE. So pretty cool on how all that works on there. So this screen, you can actually see it in the display. There's the top half of that is going to be your whatever you have on there, whether it be navigation, whatever. And then use these dash cards down here, and you can just scroll across, click one of those. That feature is going to go in that top half for you. So I love how all that works real nicely for you. I think there was something else I want to talk about that I skipped over. Yeah, auto up on the mirror, auto dimming rear view mirror. So you don't have to worry about adjusting that. Cars come up behind you with those bright lights, automatically dim that mirror. Yep, and then I want to talk about all that. And then also down here in the media hub area, which you can't see here because the door's on there, but if you push that forward, you have some outlets in there, 2 USB ports as well as a wireless charging pad down in there. And over here on the side, you're going to have a outlet over there plus I believe it's a power point there. 2 more USB ports in the console itself. Right there too. So real nice and easy to use. Also, Ford Pass Connect allows you to stay connected to the vehicle using that Ford Pass app. You can unlock and lock your vehicle, remote start your vehicle, schedule remote start times, locate your vehicle. You can even see, tire pressure on your vehicle. And what's really cool about this one is you can see a lot of more information on this, like your charging of your vehicle, what's the state of the charge that it has on it, set up departure time. So if you're plugged into your house, you can set up that departure time so it turns the vehicle on in the wintertime and warms the vehicle up without having to use your battery power because you're plugged into the house still. So that's really nice, and being able to set those departure times. You can also do Power My Trip right from the app, and then even locate and pay for charging through the app too. So definitely want to make sure if you have an EV vehicle, you're using that Ford Pass app because it's going to be a lifesaver for you. Also, twin panel moonroof in the vehicle too, so that will have power sunshade. The front glass can open up about halfway back, which is really cool too. Also, what you're getting with this one too is you're getting 2 packages included in this. So like the Lariat 511A, you're getting the tow technology package as standard equipment with this one. So that's going to give you already have the 360 camera, the front sensing system. It's also going to give you the Pro Trailer Backup Assist. We saw this dial earlier we talked about. So you just use that dial to control the trailer itself, and then the vehicle does the steering all on its own, which is really cool. You also see down on there the trailer brake controller as well back there to be able to control the trailer's brake to help ease some of the braking of the vehicle. And then you do have the Pro Trailer Hitch Assist, which is new for this year, and your trailer reverse guidance. That allows you to be able to see right along the camper or trailer back there, and helping you to be able to steer that trailer and back it up to different places using the camera systems that it has for that. And then it is showing the onboard scales with Smart Hitch, and typically that would come with this vehicle. You will be required to add the removal, as it says here, to that if you want to get it selected for scheduling. So it is a separate option from the package, because what they're hoping is that they get more microchips in and get things might change throughout the model year. So having it in there makes it real easy, because then you don't have to add the removal option. But right now, when you put in those early orders, you're going to need to add that removal if you want yours selected for scheduling. If you don't put that option in there, then your order is just going to sit in there and not schedule, and Ford won't pull it at all. So, and then you also have the after the technology package, you're also getting the Max Trailer Tow package is included with this as well. And what do you get for that? Well, the Trailer Tow package, or the Max Trailer Tow package, is going to give you extra cooling fans for the vehicle. So it's going to basically double the cooling that you normally would get. And so on this one, since you get an extended range battery, it's going to give you up to, I think it's not quite 10,000 pounds because of the platinum, all the platinum equipment, but you're really close to 10,000 pounds there, which is really nice in the vehicle. and I think it lowers some of the payload as well in the vehicle, but not by much. So just a little bit there. So it should get pretty close to 10,000 pounds of towing capabilities. So those two packages are standard equipment on your Platinum trim. Let's start talking about some of the optional equipment, I should say. Now, do keep in mind on some of these that there are, like we mentioned earlier, there are a couple things that you'll need to make sure you add to your vehicle if you want to get it selected for scheduling for those early 23 orders. And one of them is the onboard scales and smart hitch removal. It does say in here required option, which means right now at launch you're going to be required to add that option 63X to your build if you have the tow technology package. I've had some people argue with me on Facebook that is something you don't have to require to get on your vehicle, but if you're wanting to get it selected for scheduling, you will add that to your vehicle. Otherwise, that order will just sit in there. Also, another one is the multi-contoured seats with active motion removal. Doesn't say it's a required option, so I'm assuming, again, just like with that one, right now, because of microchip issues and everything, you would need to add that on there if you want to get it selected for scheduling. So a couple things to keep in mind that you'll need to make sure you add to those orders, and the dealer may have to add those for you. So those may not show up when you go to order your vehicle on the Ford's website, but it's something you'll want to make sure you talk to and communicate and talk to your dealer with once they accept your order, that they add those two options to your order, because really they shouldn't be adding those to your order unless you request that from them. So you want to make sure you request that if you want to get it selected for scheduling. Something else that's not going to be shown in here on the website that you want to think about is the front license plate bracket. So if you're in a state that requires a front license plate, it'll be standard equipment. It'll be added to your build. But if you're in a state like Kansas that does not require a front license plate, you'll want to make sure you add that as optional equipment. No charge option probably won't show on when you go to configure and build your vehicle from Ford, but the dealer can add that option to your order as well. So you want to make sure you add it. It's a no charge option if you want to add it, but then the dealer puts it on and you don't have to pay for that cost of that. So now let's go through some of these exterior features first. One of them, now some of these features will be factory installed options or accessories that the factory will put in the vehicle or on the vehicle, and some of these are dealer installed, which means the parts will be shipped to the dealer when the vehicle goes out and gets shipped, and then the dealer, when the vehicle comes in, will put those parts on your vehicle for you. So bed divider is one of those. So a bed divider is an option for you. As it says here, it's not available with your bed mat and not available with your pivot storage box, which actually sits beside the bed over here, because it would interfere with this, and it might even use some of these over here as well, but that's not available with this, so you can't order both of them. And again, this would be a dealer installed. The dealer would install it to the vehicle when it comes in or put them in the vehicle. Also, you have a couple different toolboxes. This first one is an aluminum crossbed, as mentioned here by WeatherGuard. It's the Defender series. Again, this isn't available with your plastic drop-in liners and not available with your bed covers. It's not mentioning the bed covers here, but bed covers can be added by the dealer. Probably won't show on Ford's website, but you can add different bed covers afterwards if you want to. I'd recommend you not do that. We'll get into that just a little bit. But those, of course, you wouldn't be able to put a bed cover on with this toolbox. Makes perfect sense there. The other option is this premium one that mentions down here. Same cost on that one. And again, not available with your drop-in liner. And these would be put on, it looks like, at the factory. So the factory put it on. It's not a dealer installed option. So those would be put on at the factory. And to be honest, both of those could slow up your build, because it takes a little time for them to put it on there. And if there's several in line, that could extend how long it takes for them to produce the vehicle, and could cause it to be scheduled take a little longer to be scheduled as well. And then for liners, you do have this drop-in bed liner. There's your plastic drop-in liner available for you. Again, there's certain things that you can't get this with other options. Doesn't mention it here, but the drop-in liner will be put on at Ford factory for that. And you do have the spray-in bed liner. So that is actually sprayed on, put on in the vehicle. The tough bed spray and liner doesn't show the Ford emblem, but usually that's how you can note that that was a tough bed spray and liner, is the Ford emblem on the back of it. Again, that's something you can add to the vehicle. We have seen in a lot of different other ones, whether it be a Super Duty or F-150, that spray and liner has been holding up some builds from being selected for scheduling. Not sure how it'll be affected on the F-150 Lightning. I left it off mine, had my dealer do it. You could do something similar to that if you'd like. And then you have this bed mat. Again, the bed mat is actually a dealer installed option, so it'll be shipped in a box to the dealer, and then when it comes in, the dealer would just put that into your truck when it comes in. Also something you can get from Ford Accessories if you want to instead have that done, and then you could put it in yourself. I'd recommend that because sometimes the bed mat, I know on the Maverick anyway, bed mat is slowing up builds along with any of your spray and liners and such. Now keep in mind this is not compatible with your drop-in liner or bed dividers or your bed tray mat. So again, that would kind of make sense with this, and the dealer again would install that. Moving down, you do have this, it says individual trailer tire pressure monitoring system, but the big thing is it's a customer placed camera that you can put in the vehicle. You can put this on your trailer. I actually saw somebody online put this behind their seat so they could actually see in the camera when they wanted to press on it their dog that was in the back seat or a baby, which is kind of, never thought about doing it that way, but you can do that. It does require the tow tech package to add this, which is already included as part of the Platinum trim equipment, so just so you know that. You do have this storage box, right hand pivot by undercover. Doesn't show an image of that, so basically what it means by pivoting is you can pull a little lever and you can pivot it from the side of the bed across over right by the tailgate, so you can get into it real easily and then just swing it back in when you're done using it. You also have this bed tray. Looks like your bed mat in the picture, so I think they need to update their pictures. This isn't probably correct. This is a dealer installed option, not available with your bed mat or the pivot box or your drop-in liner or spray-in liners. So it's basically you just choose. Do you want a bed mat? Do you want a spray-in liner, drop-in liner? Do you want a bed tray? I think this is probably more of a tray-in liner that kind of sits up, kind of like the drop-in liner. It's just probably only comes up to the side and doesn't uncover the sides much. So that's what I would say here is probably the difference between those. Now you do have a couple different cargo nets, and this is not showing an image of this one, but this one here would use the tie downs in your bed, and you could put things into there. If you don't want them to fly out, you put the net over it and then use those tie downs to keep it in there, and then that way things can't come out. Now there is this vertical one, which you're already getting one of these. If the image is true on this, this vertical one here uses the tie downs and such. So if probably might be big enough, you could put on the back of the bed, but I think it's supposed to be the thought on this, and is it's the one inside the front, which you already get one of these, but if you needed a second one, then you could order a second one that way if you want to. I haven't seen cargo netting holding up any builds so far. You do have the wheel locking kit, so if you want to protect those wheels in sketchy neighborhoods or something, you can put these on there. The dealer would install that, so they would take off one of your lug nuts from the factory, replace it with these, and give you the socket for you to leave in your glove box or wherever. So that is something you can add. I haven't seen wheel locking lug nuts being holding up any builds whatsoever. So there you go. That's all those, but there's one that's mentioned in here that's a late availability option. I still don't think it was available on the 22 builds, and that is the power deployable running boards with the black accent. So if you want, instead of the running boards like you're seeing here, if you want them deployed down and tuck underneath, you can get those as well. It is saying late availability, so not sure how late or when it'll become available, but that's something for you to look at there. So I just kind of want to make sure I've covered everything real quickly as we go through this. Looks like I've covered everything for that. Interior wise, you do have a first aid kit with a logo that would dealer would install it per se, but they basically come in a box. They would put everything into that bag for you and put it in your vehicle for you. Again, that's something you can get through Ford Accessories. I wouldn't put it on your build. Just get it later. Real nice and easy to do that. And you do have the floor liners. And here the floor liners are just saying tray-like, and it's only giving us one option for that. So I'm assuming you're going to get the carpeted mats regardless because you have a platinum trim. And if you want the floor liners, then you would get that as well on the vehicle. So you can get the floor liners, just optional equipment too. And the last one is this in-vehicle safe by console vault. So that is going to go in your console. So if you want to add that, keep your valuables locked up and such, then you can get this added to your vehicle too. I haven't seen this one hold up any options, and I think the more people order certain of these, the harder it is to get those built and produced, and so sometimes that will take longer for it to be put in. The console vault, I believe, is a dealer installed option. Yes, it is. So dealer installed option, so it would be shipped to the dealership. They'd install it, so that's why that one probably wouldn't hold up any builds at the factory. And then something that's not showing on the website is your tonneau covers. So there's three options. There's a hard folding tonneau cover. There is a soft folding tonneau cover and retractable tonneau cover. It's not mentioning the roll-up cover, which is what I have. All of those are by WeatherGuard. And it can be put in. Of course, there's certain constraints there. So if you have your dealer add this to your build because it doesn't look like it's on the build and price, you might keep that in mind if you have a drop-in liner or you have a storage box or you have the bed dividers. Some of those things aren't available with some of these bed covers, and Ford might nix that, not allow you to your dealership to add it to your build. But it's something you can always get later and have the dealership install it for you. But you would have to pay an install fee if you decide to go that route. And don't forget about that Pro mobile charger. It's $500 if you want that. It's actually listed up here with the powertrains. There you go. It's already checked on this particular one, but it's $500 if you want to add the mobile charge cord. That has you know, I think it shows actually here. It shows a plug-in for 240 volt or for the 120 to plug into into there. So it plugs in the top right there. And then you can use this to charge it. So if you're somewhere, you're not at a fast charger or you're not at home on your charger, then you could do that. A 240 will charge at a 30 amp rate if you use that mobile charger. So there you go. So that is added. So you want to make sure you add that if you decide you want to get it, because it is optional now, not included. And also if you, we'll get into some fleet options here. Next, just a few fleet options, but let's go ahead and do that and talk about those. So let's talk about some fleet options. And most of your fleet companies probably won't order the Platinum trim, I would think, but some of them might. And so there are some fleet options for you on these that enable it to, because of the way that the Lightning is made, the acceleration it has, as well as, you know, top speed capabilities and such. There are certain things you can add to the vehicle for the fleet customer if they want to. So one of them is a smart acceleration truncation. Not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. I'm probably chopping that up, so I apologize. But from my understanding on this is that it kind of eliminates how fast somebody can, with 775 pound-feet of torque, that thing is going to take off, spin the wheels and everything. So I'm sure this actually brings that down so that's not possible for your workers and such that are driving your vehicles. Also, you can limit the speed and the top speed for it as well. So you can, it's going to govern that. There's one option for 65 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. So if you have somebody that travels for you out of town on the road, you don't want them to go over 75 because of the speed limits and such. You can actually keep that there, and that way they can't go over that, and that help eliminate speeding as well as how your business looks to other people when they're driving in your trucks. You do have a backup alarm system as well. So when you're backing up, you already get that one that's the smart sounder. But a lot of these backup alarms, like on construction sites, they're going to be so much louder so people can hear what's going on, especially when there's power tools involved and such, and it's already kind of loud. That just lets people know that you're backing up, gives it a little bit louder sound. And then also daytime running lights. So if you want to, it'd be non-configurable, so they basically be on. So it'd be daytime running lights for the vehicle, so non-configurable option for you. So that would switch that configurable daytime running light I mentioned earlier to a non-configurable daytime running lights. Also, if you are a fleet company, you can also decide if you don't need the Pro chargers because you already have charge systems set up, then you can delete the Pro charger. So that way you won't have that cost, or maybe save you some money if you want to take that off the vehicle. That's possible as well. So for Charge Station Pro, there you go. So that's available for you if you want to delete that off there. It's actually listed in here twice, I think. So anyway, so there you go. So that's available for you. So and then I think one of the options is actually it being delivered to the third party. So there's all your fleet options for you if you have a fleet company or looking at a Platinum trim for one of your workers. All right, so that's all your standard equipment, different packages that are included in the Platinum trim, as well as your standalone options for you all in one video. So feel free to move around. Use the timestamps down below if you want to go back to any other features and re-watch any of that. That's what this is for. It's really a helpful tool out there for people that have a reservation, maybe expecting an invite soon, and what is actually included in the Platinum trim. And hopefully this gave you some great information for that. So if you do have a reservation out there, maybe you find out you have a good local dealership, that's great. If you find out maybe you have a reservation in and that dealer is going to now mark up the price based on what they're seeing them going for at auctions and such, that happens. So if you we are a dealership that's doing MSRP pricing. So if you want to transfer that reservation over to us, we are taking reservation transfers. You will need to call Ford. It's 334-4375, and you can transfer your reservation over to us if you'd like, and we'll take your reservation. I'm not sure on allocations how many we're going to receive, so you do have to be thinking about that. I always tell people, if you're wanting to transfer another dealer just to kind of move up on the list or get one sooner, I don't think you can really try to gauge that and be able to do that accurately with Ford. It's really hard to be able to monitor and to do. But if you're at a dealer now that is marking it up and you don't want to pay that extra cost, then you can't transfer us for that reason. And that's why I think that's a reason to do that, not necessarily to try to move up or to get yours any faster, because I think they are trying to take those in order by the timestamps, no matter where you're at in the country with your order. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about transferring over to somebody. We are doing, as I mentioned, MSRP pricing. We have a $500 dealer fee. And if you let us know that you saw this video on YouTube, we are doing free shipping up to $1,000. I'm very transparent about this. How we were able to pay for this is if you finance a vehicle with us, then the lenders give us enough of what they call back-end profit to be able to pay for that shipping to you. So that's why we limit $1,000, and we do ask you to do standard interest rates. Lightning right now doesn't have any special rates anyway. But if you do that, then we can look and see what those rates look like for your credit, all based on your credit score and such. And we have many different lenders that we can use for that as well. So again, very transparent about how that works and how we do the free shipping. So feel free to call us if you have any questions about that as well. So again, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you think you like this content, you might like some of our other content, hit the red subscribe button down below so you can subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified next with another video upload to your YouTube channel. And if you'd like to, find us on social media. We're at McArthur on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you'd like to follow me, you can find my all my social media sites linked there on my Linktree account. So check that out, Linktree /Ford Video Guy. And then you can see all the different places you can find me on social media, as well as connecting with me via email if you have any questions. That's also in there too. So again, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, we'll see you later.